All right, what's up, guys? I'm doing another film review. This is another game with Riley and I. This time we're playing the Illinois Inferno. This was the first round of bracket consolation. This is against Thomas and Colin. So I think it's their 1 and their 7, maybe 1 and 6. Um, but either way, it's gonna be a competitive game, especially everybody knows how good Thomas is, especially with his serving. Um, so Riley and I kind of have some experience playing Thomas, seen a lot of his film. So pre-game, we were obviously talking about that, but also here we're just talking about what Colin swings, and it's just a general thing that I try to do before every game is just have an understanding of what the serving tendencies from my opponents are and also hitting tendencies. That'll help a lot on defense. So Ryan and I here are just talking pre-game.
Yeah, right.
So good serve from me. Step out wide. I like just going to a hard cut on two because it's a high percentage serve. Anything with pace and angle will force a tough receive. Thomas is in a great spot here. He's mirroring my step. He's close to the line. You can see as soon as he identifies that it's cut, he kind of can allow himself to take a step back just because he's pre-cheated where the ball's going. And then good hands start low. It's a little wider than he expects, and you see that takes him back. So when he identifies that I'm swinging cut here, he should probably take another baby step to his right, get a little wider, just because now he's in a compromised position because he's off his back foot, receiving far from the net. He has to do a lot of work to get back to the net here. Still really good receive. I mean, that is a perfect receive. Perfect height. Puts Colin 1 step inside the service line. Pretty good set here. A little high. Obviously, it could be a little more middle net, but pretty good set. And Riley is in a great spot here. I'm filling based on how in system that set is. I like our spots. We're close. Right now, my main thought process is Thomas is loading up with his right hand, so I should be filling for push, and Riley should be taking a tiny little step and leaning over to take away that pull there. Yep, and you see Riley does that. He kind of shifts his weight, gets the perfect touch, rolls up off. Nice little soft touch, puts me in the perfect spot, and I rush it and miss the net. That's fun. I mean, here I was simply trying to hit it quick and just get it past Thomas, and I just overcomplicate it and just miss. But really good touch from Riley, really good process. That's the benefit of serve pressure. It makes defense easier.
Oh, that's not my fault. Some reps. Are you serious?
Good feet from Riley.
You guys didn't take a hint from yesterday when they said show up at 7:30 and nothing started until like 9? Oh, right, you weren't fucking here.
Yeah, so, I mean, Riley identifies it's the tap on. Good receive, puts me in the right spot. I give him some options. I think Riley can hit a little more pull flick here. I mean, he loves that shot. It must have just come off his hand a little weird. But Colin's in a decent spot. I think he could do a better job of just taking another step to his left and just taking away more pull flick option. Here, if his right foot is where his left foot is, and his left foot's a little more left, obviously, then Thomas can fill in for push more, and now Colin, his touch, instead of going behind him, kind of pops up and goes to Thomas. Still pretty good defense though. It's the small things that get you defensive conversions. So, great serve pressure from Riley. Loves this reverse. Good receive from Colin. Great set. And here I'm a little late. I'm like jumping and in the air. Still filling pretty well. Riley's doing an amazing job just taking away all of the pull. So I know here, like, Colin is going to either hit it straight into Riley's body or push it into me. I get a good hand. Because I was a little late in like jumping for whatever reason, I am just a little late to get to this set here. I would have liked to see me dive here, I think, just because I was a little late and I couldn't get my hand fully wrapped around the ball, and that's why I put him off net. So already we're at 2 good touches that we could have converted, but we're applying the right amount of pressure.
Bang! Bluey!
I want to get all of Thomas's serving sequence here. So look at where my feet are. When you're receiving a good ambi server who has wide left and right, you want to be close. I have my toes on the line here because the angles you want to take to get to the ball, like, you need to take shorter, more direct angles. If somebody is predominantly right-handed, cut reverse, you can afford to be a little deeper because you know generally the ball's coming to one side of the net. But with Thomas, I start basically completely split because I know he really likes the left cut, and obviously his right cut's good, and then he has both reverses. So I start very square to him. I'm not really cheating either hand, and my toes are on the line. And now let's see the footwork. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I read cut. Thomas just tosses so quick, so it's hard to get your feet planted. So I'm a little far from the net here, but ride's high anyways. Yeah. So Thomas he's got a little twitchy serve motion, and he just throws in one extra tiny little righty fake that I just bite. You can see my right foot just bites a little too hard, and these are the margins with good servers. And I'm probably a little far even, and that's why I'm late to getting to the left. I mean, if I take a more explosive step here, I'm still there. It looks high here, but based off my initial shoulder height, it's clean. And yeah, if I take a more explosive step here, I'm able to wrap my fingers a little more and just get that up to Riley. It just grazes the top of my fingers, but that's what's going to happen when you face a good server. So good pace from Thomas here. See, Riley's toes are on the line. Great footwork from Riley. He doesn't bite on Thomas's kind of shift left. Perfect spot, hands low, kind of in the middle of his body, and he just gets an awkward touch. I mean, his entire servicey form was great. The touch is just a little awkward, and that's the benefit of putting pace on your serves. I kind of veer a little bit around Colin, which makes my set a little awkward. I mean, that's on me. I should be able to just go through him and just call a hinder. I mean, he does a fine job getting out of the way. So I'm here. I'm a little late. You see how all my weight is on my left foot. I would have liked to get a little more under the ball so I'm not leaning. And you can see I practice my lefty sets, but really the issue here isn't with the lefty set, it's with my footwork. That I'm leaning as I'm setting the ball. Ideally, you're balanced when you're setting. It's not always possible, but yeah, I put Riley off net here. It was no hit zone anyways. I mean, tough to readjust when the set is weird. But almost puts it on.
Good shot.
So that's 2 breaks in a row from Thomas serving. I think if he hits one more here, we're thinking timeout. Often it makes a lot of sense to just call timeout after 2 serves, but both of those serves were receivable. We just got bad hands on them. So better receive from me. I know Thomas likes his lefty cut. Probably a little more than the ready cut. I mean, I can't speak for him, but that was just my observation after playing him a couple of times at Pro League. So I'm really thinking lefty cut a little more than righty cut in terms of what I think he's going to swing. So feet are in pretty good spots. I do a much better job getting to it. I stay low. It's a much more athletic receive. Location isn't great. I want to put Riley between where he starts and the net. Instead, he kind of has to take a back step here, open up his hips. But Riley, really good set. Puts me on my right hand over rim. I mean, that's as much as you can ask for from that receive. Thomas does a good job filling all of the push. I mean, there's no way I can push past Thomas's left hip here. And Collins I think he's a little far based on how good the set is. It's tough when the receive is out of system to identify quickly and read the set where the pull guy needs to be. But I don't hate his spot here because my thinking here as a hitter is I want to hit pull if it's open. It would be a really difficult shot to hit pull past Colin here just because the set, just because the whole serving sequence was a little out of system. So now I'm just thinking push it low in between the defenders. Thomas gets a good hand there. It just doesn't go up, which is unfortunate, but good defense from those guys.
We'll be down there.
You guys done?
Yeah, we finished.
So I'm trying to mix here. I've thrown in some cuts, and I played Thomas a couple games before this, so he knows I like the cut. So just try to hit reverse, jam him up a little bit.
You guys done?
Good receive, just a little high. Colin, so miniature version of what I did earlier with leaning for the set. If he got his feet under the ball a little better, I think it just makes the set a little easier. Instead, he leans for it. Generally, it's kind of easy to like fall into that lazy setting motion. Half of setting is just getting your feet under the ball. It's just good footwork. If you have good footwork, then it'll make your set way easier. But anyways, you can see his set is a little more direct.
Yeah, we finished.
Puts him a little off net on his right. Riley's in a good spot. I'm filling. Did I get the touch there?
We'll be down there.
You guys done?
Yeah, we finished.
Oh, I got the touch. Okay. I'm filling. Probably a little over cylinder. You just never know. This guy's mogging the camera. And it just doesn't go up. Unfortunate, but the hit was low. Once again, we're in great spots defensively.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah, that's a classic Riley hit. I think Riley could get opposite of me a little quicker just because it opens up hitting to where his right shoulder is right now over towards me. But I mean, he does it anyways because he likes his pull flick. Sets over middle. I think defense needs to be a little more split based off where the set is. Colin tries to get there, but Riley's just good at hitting. Good lane there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Good play.
Okay, so good pressure from Riley. Good serve. I think Colin could stay a little lower here, and it might go high, but good receive. A little high, I think. Thomas, if he could back up a little bit, back to just setting footwork. If he could just back up a little bit here, this ball doesn't kind of jam him. It's just hard to track the ball coming from that high. But yeah, I think if he takes a little step right and a little step back, he's setting the ball out in front of him, and it just makes it a little easier. So often when you lean to set or the ball jams you up, kind of like what just happened with Thomas, the ball comes off a little flatter. So you see that there's not as much arc on that ball, which makes the hit just a little harder. But Colin hits a really nice lefty push, and I'm reading it. I wish my hands were outside my body here because they're not doing anything for me in the middle here. I mean, that's where the ball, if the ball goes there, it's going to bounce up off my thigh or the bottom of my stomach. But yeah, if my hands are wide here, then I have a better job getting my hand to that ball. But yeah, really good hit.
Oh, man.
All right, so that was much better footwork from me. I take the step with him as he steps left, but the ball's still in his right hand. So my eyes are locked in on that ball and his right arm swinging back. He brings it back, goes back to the ready fake. So now, as soon as I see the toss, I start shifting to my right. But I know that he can hit the reverse. Ball's just high, but I like my footwork there. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at that one again. Good spot to start. I mean, Thomas does a very similar serving motion. He does a fake right, and then he comes back. I'm taking the step, but I took the step too late. So I should be taking the step like right as he's tossing. I mean, Thomas tosses really fast, and it's difficult to deal with quick tossers. So I'm still in the middle of taking the step, and you see my right foot is off the ground when the ball has contacted and come off the net. So I am not in a position here to get my right foot planted and step back and get my left hand outside my body and receive that reverse, just because of how quick the toss and fake was. So I need to do a better job here getting my feet planted really quick so that I'm able to explode back out to come back to that reverse. Yeah, and Thomas just destroys me. So I'm just a little late. I mean, you can see here, if I had my foot planted and I got my hand up earlier, I'm in a decent spot to come back to that ball. I'm just late because of the speed of everything. But Thomas is a great server. So I'm a little upset with myself, but we know we're going to get aced. We're going to have to get some breaks back and just limit the serve runs, really. So I think it's 7-3 at this point.
I was hoping you would get mad after this and force
Good
it.
feed from Riley.
That's why I said ding everyone.
It's not like I'm not lost.
Great feed from Riley. So let's take a
It's
look
not
at
like
that one again.
I'm not lost.
So he bites for the righty fake, but this switch to the left from Thomas is a little slower than some of the other ones. But he explodes back to his left really well. Really good cross step. That's just an athletic movement from him. And I mean, he's probably there unless it's a really peak one. But yeah, I mean, he's all over that ball. So good work from Riley.
Yesterday.
I kind of hit like a meatball cut here. Yeah, I mean, it's just a hand thing. I mean, nothing I would really change process-wise for Colin. Here, Riley and I are talking about defense, pre-point. I mean, you should be doing that pretty frequently with your partner if you're not already. it will help you get touches, and it helps you just stay locked in. A lot of players kind of get into the habit of hitting their serve and then watching it. It's you hit your serve and you go play defense immediately. So talking to your partner pre-point will help you guys align on where to be, but also it'll get you in the mindset of get to your spot after you hit your serve.
So, our whole,
Okay, so another cut. But great receive from Thomas. Good set from Colin. It's a little jammy. I mean, part of the reason why this is a little difficult for Thomas is that he jumps to receive the ball. Sometimes the ball like jams you up a little bit and you kind of got to hop with it. But because he does that, he's a little late to get opposite. So when Colin is setting this ball, Thomas is not fully back to the no-hit zone. And also, ideally, Thomas would be 180 degrees from Colin, just to allow that lefty pull, which is just extremely hard for this defense to defend. But instead, it's kind of a little jammy. Thomas shifts over to his left. I'm on righty pull. Riley is on push, but sets a little off net. So we go to back up. I'm kind of bodying. I should be backed up a step here and just play the ball with my hands, because when the ball is off net, play off net defense, because your touch will just be better. Unless you're playing a ridiculous hitter, or they're consistently hitting around the defense. But Riley does a good job backing up, and he's yelling at me to back up. But either way, it's a decent funnel. I liked our spots. And part of defense is just forcing them to overthink the hit and go for something more difficult than they want to. And 'cause I chalk a lot of hitting errors up to good defensive pressure. Or good serve pressure.
Hey, what do you got there?
That's unfortunate. So I get good serve pressure here. I mean, I'm just going back to the cut because the pace is just working. We're getting good defensive pressure off of these. So pretty good receive from Colin. It's low because it kind of jams him up. His hand's just a little too high, so ball hits the bottom of his hand. It kind of launches at Thomas. Really, it's a good set from Thomas here. It's tough when the ball gets launched at you, but he gives Colin a lot of time to get back to the net. And Colin smartly hits a little chip shot. Ideally, you want to hit it a little deeper. I mean, it's tough with boundary, just to make this first touch from Riley more difficult. But really good first touch from Riley. I mean, he puts me right by the net. That's an okay set. It kind of comes off my hand weird. Obviously, I want to put him over the middle of the net, but instead it puts him off net to his right hand. Riley tries to push past Thomas here and gets a little greedy and just hits the rim. I mean, those just happen sometimes.
Stole that shit. Hey, Nick. Oh. He didn't even need the second one. Bang.
So my receive here is a little weird. It puts Riley kind of on my side and like awkward over the middle of the net. Riley he's so good at that set. It's an underratedly difficult set to make. But here I have push past Colin, but Colin does a good job filling that actually. So here I'm just kind of hitting low between the defenders. It works out. They're in good spots though. Yeah, so Thomas goes let's play here. I think Colin was kind of in between playing and not, and he decided to play. Pretty good setting footwork. He might be a little upright, but yeah, it just doesn't come off his hand quite right and shorts Thomas. And I mean, this is an even big no-hit zone, but especially with bigger no-hit zone coming next season, shorting your partner on the far side of the net is just it's just the toughest set to deal with because the only viable hit here is like a diving pole, and that's only the absolute most athletic people are going to pull that off. And even then, the set has to be somewhat close to the net. So Thomas tries. That's tough.
Come on, Chase.
So we're working our way back into this game. We're getting our breaks back.
Come on! It's not even him. Let's fucking go.
Great serve from Riley.
Let's fucking go.
That's something with the instep. The instep kind of opens up your hips and just makes the reverse feel really good. If you're thinking about practicing reverse, just try it with instep and see how it feels.
Come on, Riley! What a serve!
Oh, wow!
Automatic.
So Riley, his serve percentage is just very high. He's doing a great job mixing here. He does the instep just like he did against Colin. Kind of shows cut reverse, and you can see Thomas is kind of sitting on that reverse. Riley hits a great cut. Thomas is a little late to it. Great receive though. I mean, that's a good receive. But once again, you see Colin leaning for the set, and the set's going to be more direct and going to be lower, and ideally he gets his feet under the ball here. But decent set. It puts Thomas off net on his left, but it's close. But ideally you want a better set based off that receive. So anyways, Thomas is here, probably thinking push between us, or I don't think he does a lot of pull based off my position. I think Riley's doing a good job filling. I lean back, just comes up off my body pretty well. Goes behind, unfortunately. I do a tiny little layout.
Oh, wow!
And Riley loves that shot.
Automatic.
So that's a great defensive break. That's a good one for the morale.
Oh, no!
So if I'm Illinois, I don't know if this is 2 breaks we've had in a row, maybe 3, but I'm thinking about calling timeout. Now I'm definitely calling timeout. Riley's feeling himself. He's in his bag. He's hit a reverse ace, a really good cut, a great left ace. So if I'm Riley is he's mostly a defensive player. Obviously, he's got good serves as indicated by the video, but he likes tapping on 2 and trusting his defense. But if I've just hit 3 great serves in a row like him, even if I'm a defensive player, I want to keep the pressure going and I want to swing here and just see how long I can ride my serves. So he double faults here, but I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah, so Riley gets a little cooked footwork-wise here. Thomas throws a great lefty fake. I mean, it's so difficult. But Riley, what he does do really well here is stay low. If he comes up to this serve, I mean, it's close. But if he comes up, it's clean, and we can't argue that at all. But good sportsmanship from Colin and Thomas. I mean, you'll play a lot of teams that will absolutely force a read there. Wasn't completely unreasonable based off how cooked Riley was. What a hit from Riley. Yeah, so Riley does a good job. He takes the step with the toss, but reads reverse pretty quickly. Gets his left hand there. Great receive. Perfect height. Perfect position. I'm able to just give Riley like a head height set, middle net, and Riley with not a ton of squares goes there because he can. Good hit from Riley.
on, Chase. Good luck.
So I know Colin probably is going for the tap on here just because of what he's been doing all game. So just picking up on tendencies. Does a little drop, good receive. Riley gives a perfect set. I mean, the set doesn't get any better than that. And I kind of step through and just hit that pull. I mean, Thomas is in a tough position here because this set takes Thomas out. I mean, if I'm Thomas, I'm trying to immediately wrap around and get behind me and get to where you can read that I'm loading up my right arm. I'm probably going to hit that flick behind me. So I think Thomas could have tried a little harder to get around me, but instead he kind of lets himself get boxed out. I mean, it's tough, but Colin does a good effort to get around.
Good set down, still got back.
Probably tap on here. Oh, okay. Riley goes for the swing. I like it. So this is me. Riley's been serving well, so he goes for the cut. Thomas does a little jump into the receive again. Kind of puts Colin in a weird spot. Once again, Colin's doing the leaning thing. Pretty good set though. I mean, puts Thomas off net on his right. So here, we know where the ball is going. Like, it literally cannot go anywhere except between us. So I don't know what I was thinking in terms of where am I going? Like, I take a step back, but I need to take a step to my right, and I just don't reach out for this ball. And if I took, instead of my right foot being back behind the service line, if it's on the service line and further to my right, and I just reach for this ball, it's an easy touch for me, and you get a conversion. So you can see I'm upset after that.
Bang. Louis.
Good feed from Riley. I mean,
Louis.
really good feed from Riley. Like, look how little he bites on Thomas's face. I mean, this is very difficult to do. Yeah.
I received, John.
Good play.
Come on, Alex.
That's just unfortunate. I mean, this ball does not cut like at all. Kind of just jams Colin up. If I'm Colin, based off the pace I've been hitting this game, I'm gonna try to take my right foot and step it back just a little bit. He's had some awkward touches or gotten beaten by pace more than width. So if I'm him, I'm gonna just try to take my right foot, step back, and lean with it, and just give yourself a little more time to angle that ball up. And yeah, here it just hits the bottom of his hand and goes down.
Alex.
And what I'm talking about is just how square his feet are. You can see his feet are pretty square to the net. If you take a little drop step with your right hand, with your right foot, it just gives you a little bit extra time and will just help with the receive.
Something.
What do you got, Ryan?
So this is something I tend to think about, where I take this very wide step out to my right to hit the ready cut, and I try to do this more when the receiver is on the left side, because it forces the receiver into their partner. And then even if Thomas receives it pretty well, Colin now has to track the ball from his left and get the ball to his right, and it just puts the setter in an awkward position. So that's just my thought process going into the serve. I have no idea if I even hit it. I don't. But you can see if forces, look how close Thomas and Colin are. If you have a serve where you step out really wide and just try to hit cut, I'd encourage you to just experiment with forcing the partners close together, because even when the receive is good, it often forces the set and hit to be weird.
Oh shit, you're right. I delete that shit. Oh.
So I think Riley overcomplicates this hit a little bit. He could probably go just normal flick push. He likes the flick pull, so I set him here. He has options. You can see, if I'm playing defense on Riley here, you can see based off his hips and where his right arm is, you know he wants to hit flick. So Thomas probably should shade left and get to the flick push. And Colin should also step left and basically stay on that hip there and be ready for the flick pull. If I'm Riley, I see that Colin is all over that hip and Thomas is nowhere near flick push currently, so I'd hit flick push. Riley goes flick pull to where Colin is, and Colin gets the touch. You can see Thomas here, because his feet aren't two steps over to the left, he's just reaching, and basically if you hit that flick push, all you have to do is avoid the hand. But Colin gets a good touch here, just doesn't come up off the body. So yeah, if I'm Riley, I think I would want to just hit flick push here. Just nitpicky decision making stuff. Technically it's a good hit. Like technique wise.
I think
So that's a really good touch from Riley and a bad set from me. Riley goes tap on. I mean, this is why Riley goes tap on, because he trusts his defense. So we're split here. We're in great spots. Immediately, we see Colin raising his right arm, so he's loading that up. So now Riley's filling for push. I'm taking a little step back because it's a little over rim, kind of off netish. So I know that he doesn't have a ton of angle. So I take the step back. Riley funnels towards me. So if Colin avoids Riley here, ball's coming right at me, I still trust the fact that I get a good touch. But Riley gets a perfect touch. Comes right up to me. I think the footwork is kind of fine. I'm leaning a little bit. I just really just brick the touch. I mean, it just, as I talked about, don't short your partner. Shorting your partner on the far side of the net is brutal. Riley's in the right spot. He should be opposite. But Riley just is athletic here and gets the ball on the net, which is all you could really ask. And we just get really lucky with the ball hitting Colin's hat. That would tilt me if I was there. That's really unfortunate.
All right.
That is the ideal situation to play the ball. It just pops up right to you. Perfect set. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going towards Thomas's like flick pull, but he's not going to hit that based off where his elbow is. So it's basically a one-on-one with Riley. We do a great job of crowding the net. Like, it just makes the hitter's footwork and decision making much more difficult. So I like that aspect of our defense, especially because the set is in system. The more in system the receive and set is going to be, the closer you're going to be on defense. Riley gets a great touch. Wait, does he get a good touch? I think he got the touch here. Oh no, I think Thomas just found extra pull there. But I didn't help Riley out here. So I can't really blame him for not covering all the pull. But yeah, Thomas, good hit.
You're short. You are short.
Let's go back and look at that. So I don't think we need to play this,
You are short.
because I think serve's a little high. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so I think the serve was a little high. Riley might have jumped a little bit into it. Either way, we want to play it because Thomas is a great server. Riley has good receive. I don't know why I jump with this set. I kind of liked my footwork, but then I did a little like jump with it. I don't know. I think it was just to get a little extra juice behind the ball. So it puts Riley off net, but on his right hand. Riley does a great job hitting a push here. Basically, if you get set off net and you can't find the extremes around the defense, hitting low between them is always a good option. Colin, great touch. Thomas.
You are short.
Thomas sets. It's a little low. So, I mean, Thomas here has to, like, get this ball over his shoulder and to the net. So, it's tough. He gives Colin a chance to play here. If I'm Colin, I'm swinging a little less hard, but down into the ball and just chipping it, basically, and just forcing Riley to come back to the net and get an okay first touch.
You are short.
I think he swings a little hard. He misses, but Riley does a great job communicating with me to come cover short, because often you'll see that hitter go for the drop and steal a point with that. But Riley does a great job backing up there and communicating.
Oh my god.
So I was getting a little upset with my serve consistency this game, so I decided to go for a tap on 2 just because we trust our defense. Good receive, good set. I think what Colin needs to try to hit here is this like mega pull past his left knee. But just based on where we are defensively, that's where I see the hole. But Riley and I do a great job crowding the net, filling most of the spots. Riley does a good job shifting to pull. I shift to push, comes up off me. I do a weird like carry set thing, but Riley quickly just hits the flick and we get away.
Oh my god.
And yeah, I mean, with boundary, there's still a lot of benefit towards playing double body defense, especially, I mean, you kind of need to when the receive is in system.
Oh my god.
So if I'm them, I'm not playing this serve. I mean, Khalid is setting from his knee. So if I'm Khalid, I'm just calling this one off. Even if my partner might say, oh, let's play it. But if I have to set from this awkward of a position, I'm not choosing to play the point. But they play it. Good set. Because we're in weird spots, we're late to get there. Thomas just hits a nice lefty pull. Yeah, Riley had to quickly choose which side to go around Colin, and he chose Colin's right side. Sometimes you're just forced to make a 50-50 decision, and just based off where the set was, that makes it really difficult for Riley to get around.
Nice, Tom.
Not faulting Riley, it's just sometimes you got to make split-second decisions, and those 50-50s sometimes don't pan your way. Defense is hard in this sport. So I don't give Riley a lot of squares here. I kind of jam him up. That flick, Riley loves that flick pull as we talked about, but it just lips up here based off how few squares I give him. And Colin has a chance to get there, just unfortunately doesn't.
That was good. Sure. Ah. I don't
know. So we've had a lot of success just playing defense, so Riley goes for the tap on here. And double faults. That hurts. It'll happen though. Don't take it too seriously. Don't let it get in your head.
Oh yeah!
I get absolutely cooked footwork wise and call high.
Oh yeah!
Which I think was a reasonable call, but they also reasonably forced redo. Let's see why I get cooked here. It's just the quick fakes. Quick fake left, I step left, quick fake right, and now I'm late. I mean, really, what I should have done is I took like a massive step to my right. I needed to take a minor step to my right so that I could get my right foot back on the ground quickly to get back in case he swung left. So he comes back and he swings left and my right foot's still off the ground. So now, when you're in this position, just stay low as the receiver. Just hope it goes high. Just hope they miss. So that's what I do. And I think it does go high, but redo is super reasonable.
Normally expect me to pull the dude out of my fucking pocket.
Much better footwork from me there. Let's take another look. Fake right, fake right. So all my steps there were a lot smaller. You don't want to take the big step until you see the toss, and then as soon as I see the toss, I'm taking a big step to my right. He misses, but I like my footwork better there. And that was a good game.